do like different things, you know. We never felt good and stuff. So we didn't
basically, we know from experiences whether we want to do something again.
And that, the things that we go through every day, definitely impact on and different effects have different impacts. So like, so maybe something that is like closer to home has a bigger impact than something like across the world, you know. And it changes from person to person. Like one event might really impact someone, whereas it doesn't.
I said that like a strong person like that creative finance decisions that we make in the future and it also like shows us like what to try and my English deal like how I didn't realize I would do that. Oh, 5 minutes. She was like, I don't know.
Alright. So, our essential questions. How many of you answered this according to the color purple? You didn't have to. Alright, so Sydney, what did you come up with?
So I was talking about number 2, how our experiences define us. And so, like, obviously who we are, like, where we come from and, like, our race, like, sort of define us, like, if we let it. But, like, what defines us more is our experiences, because there's no one, like, black experience. Like, even if you're the same skin color as someone else, you don't necessarily, like, have the same context as them. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about.
Good. And that's what we kind of get from, that's what we learn in the color purple, right? Is like Nettie and Celie are sisters, but they grow up very differently, right? And so their outlook on life is really different, and we can tell that just by the way that they speak in their letters, right? Good. Thank you. Katie?
I was in the second one where I said that experiences don't exactly define us, it's like the choices we make from those situations.
Okay.
How you react.
So it's like that journal topic that you guys had like last week. It was like about have the characters changed or have their situations changed, right? Like do we change or do we just respond to the outside stimulus? Okay. Something to ponder. Did anyone answer the first one? Yeah. Olivia?
Well, first I said that there isn't like one thing that is strong on it is because like everyone's different. But I said like strong is someone who has like independence, beliefs, and like self-respect and open mind. And like you don't have to be like super like aggressive with your ideas or super like active and like being strong, I guess. But like as long as you have kind of like your own set of morals and opinions.
Okay. Yeah. And we get that from Celie in so many different parts of the book, right? So like, I mean, later it's much more obvious, but I think one of the first few chapters, she kind of sacrifices herself for Nettie so that Pa takes her instead of Nettie, right? That requires standing by a certain set of values and standing up for something greater than yourself, right? Did anyone answer number 3? So, if you think about the color purple and the characters in them, they're mostly what gender? Most of the characters. female. Yeah, most of the characters are women, right? The ones that are focused on. And most of them are black, right? So just think about, again, we've been through a lot with the chapters. We're already almost done with the book. So just think about how their race and their gender impact one another. And I think a key moment in that is when Sophia is with Sophia, right? So she endures the abuse from her husband, but also police brutality, right? That's how we see how race and gender impact one another. But we'll talk more about that one. That one's a bit tricky. So go ahead and take out a device, and we will play Kahoot.